is a two-part video series on the must-read books for entrepreneurs. In the first video, in case you missed it, I talked about 3 books: Atomic Habits, Miracle Morning, as well as Vivid Vision. I'm going to finish off this part with some of the books that I also recommend entrepreneurs to read. So buckle down, it's going to be an exciting list, and make sure you watch part 1 if you didn't. The link is below and you can click on it right there, but we're going to dive right into it. So, Spear Method. This is a book that I really recommend entrepreneurs to read. Not only because I wrote it, but because it's quite interesting what you will learn from this. So the book title is The Spear Method, 5 Simple Steps to Success and Fulfillment. And the reason why I recommend entrepreneurs to read this is because, as entrepreneurs, we're always chasing success, but sometimes we forget to balance it out with fulfillment as well. So the Spear Method is a framework that I created after having interviewed so many successful entrepreneurs, self-made millionaires, professional athletes, and so many different people on how they've been able to achieve success and also, more importantly, achieve fulfillment at the same time. So it's a 5-step process. The first step is seek your purpose. So in the book, I clearly outline how you can seek your purpose and have clarity on what your purpose is. I also talk about how to come up with a plan to then actually pursue that purpose. And also, I talk about how you can fully execute the plan, right? Because what's the point of you coming up with a plan and not executing the plan? So it's super important for you to then really understand your purpose, come up with a plan, execute the plan, and then you will ultimately achieve your success, but at the same time, you achieve fulfillment. So you should definitely grab a copy of this book. And as a matter of fact, I'm giving you a free copy of this book. The link is below. So what's not to love, right? So just click the link below and get a free copy of the Spear Method, and you'll be able to learn so many interesting stories and insights to help you on your quest to success and fulfillment. The next book that I recommend is by a person that I know and admire, Yannick Silva, and it's called Evolved Enterprise. Now, the reason why I recommend this book is because he really talks about how to create a purpose-driven company. There's a lot of conversation around, create businesses that make money and so forth, which is great. I mean, that's the whole point of getting into business. But I also feel that as entrepreneurs, we need to be thinking of how we can serve a higher purpose beyond just the profits. So in this book, he has about 12 frameworks on how you can create a profitable business, but also that has a much larger social impact and purpose to the world. Non-believable, our mission-based cookie company took some of the learnings that were in here, and we have a 1-for-1 give-back model. And there's a chapter where he actually talks about how to create a 1-for-1 model and a few other models as well. And he uses examples from other businesses and brands in the marketplace, how they've been able to add purpose to their business. So as an entrepreneur, I highly recommend that you read this book so that you can really figure out how you can add purpose to your business. And then the next book that I recommend is this one. It's called Deep Work by Cal Newport. Now, what's interesting is that you can all agree that the world is becoming more and more distracted, right? With cell phones, social media, and things like that. And less people are actually doing deep work. And deep work is really you working in a highly concentrated manner to produce an elite level type of work. So in this book, he talks about tips and tricks for you not to do shallow work, which is just working without deep concentration and often distracted and not creating man's value or high quality work. And I highly recommend that for an entrepreneur, you want to figure out ways to make yourself super productive and deliver high quality work. So he shares a framework in there that you can apply that will enable you to have 3 to 4 hours a day of uninterrupted and carefully directed concentration that will enable you to produce a lot of valuable output. So if you want to increase your productivity, I highly recommend that you read this book and you apply it, because remember, busy is not being productive, right? Because now more and more people are super busy but we're not productive. That book will teach you how to become productive and really make sure that you deliver high quality work. The next book that I'm going to be sharing that I really think every entrepreneur should get is this book called Traction by Gino Wickman. As entrepreneurs, we all need our businesses to gain traction, right? To gain that velocity and momentum to really drive ourselves to growth and profitability. And in this book, Gino Wickman shares a framework called the Entrepreneurial Operating System, right? EOS. And this system really helps entrepreneurs strengthen 6 key business areas. So number 1, your vision, right? To get the traction you need to clearly define and communicate what your vision is. Number 2, the people, right? For any organization to succeed, you need to make sure that you hire the right people and you put those people in the right positions. So having a system and a framework to enable you to do that will definitely give you the traction that you need to really achieve great success. The other thing it talks about is data. You need to have a system and a process where you have a scorecard that you review regularly to give you a pulse on the business, because you just don't want to be running your business blind where you don't know how much money you're making or how much money is left or any key performance indicators that will really just give you a sense of the direction of where you're going. The book also talks about how you should document all your processes, right, so that it enables you to scale. You look at big Fortune 500 companies, the reason why they're successful is that they have systems and processes that enables them to bring in new people, teach them these processes, and then just really go and scale. And then lastly, in the book, he talks about how, as an organization, you can have a framework where you understand what are some of the key issues that you're facing and how to have a framework to resolve those issues. Because any organization has issues going on, and being able to have those issues reviewed regularly and also resolved regularly is going to be super important. The next set of books that I highly recommend every entrepreneur to read is .com Secrets by Russell Brunson. So it's a series of 3 books really, where you start with .com Secrets and then Expert Secrets and then Traffic Secrets. And then this Unlock the Secrets, it's really a playbook where you get to jot down key takeaways from each book into this playbook, and then this becomes your playbook for your particular situation, for your particular business, taking learnings from each of these 3 books. So in .com Secret, it really highlights the psychology of sales funnels, how they work, and how you can implement them in your own business, which type of funnels will work for you, because there's so many different funnels out there. So you really need to understand the psychology and the types that you need to apply and implement in your business. The second one, Expert Secrets, really helps you understand how you can get customers to go from being just one-time customers or just knowing about you to becoming lifelong customers that will then be the firm foundation for your business. And then the last one, Traffic Secrets, which is my personal favorite, it really walks you through how you can get traffic to your business. As we know, especially if you're in the e-commerce space, traffic is the lifeblood of any business. So really understanding all the different traffic sources and how you can implement all these traffic sources into your business will really help you become successful. So I highly recommend that you get this trilogy series and read every single book, but more importantly, take the key learnings that apply for your business, right, and put it into the playbook that they have here, so that becomes the Bible for you, for your team, as you work to grow your business. And then the last set of books that I recommend as must-read for entrepreneurs, it's Unshakable and Money Master the Game. You can read both, you can read one of the two, it's really up to you. And it's basically more or less the same concept, and it's really about financial freedom. So as entrepreneurs, we're working hard so that we build value in the marketplace and also we get to become financially free. So really understanding what to do with your finances, right, to set yourself up and your family so that you have financial freedom is super important. Unshakable, it's a smaller book, but it has more or less the same concept that will enable you to become unshakable with your personal finances. And Money Master the Game is pretty much an expanded version of it. As you can see, the size difference between the books. I read this one first, so when I started reading this one, I could see that he went a little bit deeper. They were both written by Tony Robbins, but I highly recommend that you get both of the books and you can just kind of like read and see this, because as an entrepreneur, since you're working really, really hard, you want to make sure that that hard work really pays off by really setting yourself up on that journey for financial freedom. So thank you so much for joining me in this 2-part series, and I hope you get to get the books. All the links are below for all the books that I recommend, so feel free to go grab a copy, but don't just read them, apply the knowledge. The breakthrough comes from you taking the action. So really make sure that you take time in really coming up with an action plan for yourself once you start reading the books. So make sure that you watch part 1 if you didn't watch part 1, and you can also come back and watch part 2 again. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section with book recommendations that you think we should review on this channel. And also, if you have any questions, feel free to drop some questions. I'm rooting for you and I want you to be successful. This is Kuda Biza. I'm super passionate to helping other entrepreneurs reach their fullest potential. So make sure you follow me on my Instagram and all the other social channels where I'm going to be posting amazing content as well.